Hi there, it's Kirsty from Cultured Wellness here, and today I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to make coconut yogurt using the Cultured Wellness Yogurt Starters. Now, our yogurt starters are just incredible. They are teeming with live bacteria. 1 cup of our beautiful yogurt is about 41 billion CFUs, so that's colony forming units, which is how we measure how much bacteria is in that yogurt. So they're robust, it's strong, and you can make it at home, and it's so easy to do. So let's get started. So what you will need is somewhere to mix up all your ingredients. Now, you can either do it in a bowl, which is absolutely fine. Make sure it's a ceramic bowl. Please don't use any plastic, so just stock standard bowl. Or you can use the thermomix. So today I'm going to use the thermomix because it's here, but just letting you know, you don't need any fancy blenders or anything like that. You can just do it in your bowl. So I've got my glass jar here, which is what you're going to ferment your coconut yogurt in. So it needs to be glass. It's very, very important to be glass and not plastic. If you fermented your yogurt in plastic, the bacteria in the ferment would eat away at the plastic and then you would be eating the plastic. So please, a nice, beautiful glass jar, and around 3 to 4 litres is the perfect size that you will need. It's very important that with your glass jar, you have a very, very tight lid, airtight lid, that no oxygen can get into the ferment. If oxygen gets into the ferment, then you may see that mold starts growing or other bacteria come into the ferment and can interact. So please make sure you've got a very tight, airtight lid. Now, with regards to your jars, please don't wash them with detergent. Detergent can leave a slimy film on them, and that slimy film can interact with the fermenting process. So all you need to do is give it a hot wash and no detergents. And I often just stick my finger or my hand in there and make sure I get everything off the side. Or you can put it in a hot wash in your dishwasher, but definitely no detergents. So let's get started. So all I'm going to do is pop my starter, which I've got in here ready to go, which you would get in your bag there, pop that into the thermomix. Now, with your starter, we deliver them and they'll either come to you cold or even partially frozen. Now, for the fermenting process to happen, they need to be activated and nice and warm. So when you get your starter, when it comes to you, if you're going to do it straight away, bring it to room temperature. So it's nice and warm to activate that fermenting process. Don't chuck it in cold and don't chuck it in frozen. Please make sure that you warm it up and so it's ready to go. With your starter, if you are not ready to use it straight away, you can either store it in the freezer for about 6 to 12 months, or you can store it in the fridge for around 6 months in the packet. So they last for a long time. So you can take your time to get going with regards to starting your ferment. So I've added the starter into the Thermomix there. Then I am going to add in the coconut cream to make your yogurt. Now, I only use the coconut cream, not because I'm sponsored by them, but because they have no fillers, no preservatives, no starches, no guar gums. There's nothing in there to upset the fermenting process. We've actually gone through with this company their whole process of making coconut cream, and it has the least amount of processing in it that we have found. And it also comes in a BPA-free tin. So as far as coconut cream goes, it is the best on the market. But you are more than welcome to cut up some coconuts and make your own coconut cream from scratch. It's a wonderful way to make coconut yogurt. But if you're time poor or you don't have any coconuts on hand, the coconut cream is the best option. It makes the most consistent yogurt and makes the most beautiful, thick and creamy yogurt. So you're going to add all 4 tins of your coconut cream into the Thermomix. or into your bowl or into your mixer, however you're going to do it. Okay, so I've popped all of the coconut cream in there, I've popped my starter in there, and we are good to go. So all I'm going to do is just mix that around so the starter is evenly distributed through the coconut cream. So to do that and to look after those beautiful bacteria that are in there from the starter, I'm going to put it on the reverse cycle for those of you who do have a thermomix, and just really, really gently stir it through. So it's all stirred through and ready to go. So I'm going to then pop it into my glass jar and get it ready to ferment. Okay, so I've popped it in my glass jar. Now this is a nice big jar, so it can absolutely hold all of the ferment that you're going to do. I highly, highly recommend that when you do your ferments that you do leave lots of space in your jar for the fermenting process. I can't begin to tell you the amount of videos that I see of people making their Kultured Wellness yogurt, and the ferments are so active, and the lid popping off, and yogurt, trickling down the sides, and people fermenting their yogurt in cupboards, and then the yogurt exploding everywhere. So please make sure you leave plenty of space. Now this is a lot of space. You don't need to leave that much. You can fill it up to the neck of the jar, and that's absolutely fine, but do leave space. I'm going to put that lid on, so it's airtight lid, and seal it up nice and tight. And that's all you need to do to make your Kultured Wellness coconut yogurt. You would then leave it out on the bench to do its fermenting thing. So for it to ferment, it needs to be in a pretty warm environment. So ideally it needs to be in about 18 to 21 degrees. Now that's fine in summer, it's generally much warmer than that. And so it's going to be nice and warm, the bacteria is going to be really active, and it may only take you 12 hours to ferment your yogurt. Whereas in the winter time, when it's cold, the bacteria take more time to warm up, and it could take you up to 24 hours for your yogurt to ferment. So be flexible with your fermenting process, and take note of the season, take note of the temperature within your house, and whether your house in the winter time drops down at night, the temperature gets cooler, and then it gets warmer during the day. That's all going to impact how long your ferment takes. We often find that the first ferment that you do out of the packet takes a bit longer. So sometimes it might take 3 days to ferment your first batch in a colder environment than if it was your third batch and it was mid-summer. So be really flexible. So how would you know when it's ready once it's been fermented and when you're ready to test it? So you will obviously taste it, and it will be tart, it will be sort of tingly on the tongue, and all of the coconut sugar, the taste of that sugar will be gone, and it will just be that really tart taste. It will also smell fermented. It will have that fermented smell to it as well. So the taste test is the absolute ultimate way of finding out if it's ready. Now, once you have made your batch and it's ready, you're going to keep 1 cup to make your next batch, and you're going to store the batch that you have kept and your ferment in the fridge. And both of them will store for around 6 months in the fridge. When you're ready to make your next batch, you get out that 1 cup that you've stored, you add it to the 4 cans of coconut cream, and you start the whole process again. You can do that around 5 times. So you can make 5 batches of the coconut yogurt. So that's around 10 litres of coconut yogurt that you can make from 1 Kultured Wellness starter. So there's a lot of yogurt. Now, don't worry if you can't get through it. Remember that it takes about 6 months, that it will last for about 6 months in the fridge, so you've got plenty of time. So I've grabbed a batch that I've made beforehand, and this is a blueberry, vanilla, cinnamon, coconut yogurt. So that's why it's got this beautiful color to it. The reason why I'm showing you this one is because you can see at the bottom there that the liquid has gone down to the bottom and all the solids have obviously risen to the top there. This is normal, and it's what you expect from your ferment. You expect your ferment to separate just like this. So once it's ready and it's fermented on the bench and you've stored it in the fridge, when you bring it out of the fridge to serve it, please make sure that you stir it. You want to make sure that you get all of the liquid stirred through so you can get that nice even coconut yogurt. And then it's all ready to serve. Now, the cool thing about the coconut yogurt is you can make it plain, like we've done. And you can then make curries, and you can make raita out of it. You can do so many things. You can add it to dips and ferment dips, beetroot dips, all sorts of things. Or you can, once you're doing the fermenting process, you can add in so many different flavors. For example, for this one, I added in blueberries, but I've added in blueberry and dates before. I've added mango, banana, you name it. You can ferment it in that fermenting process with your yogurt. Now, if you are someone that can't handle sugar very well, or you're trying to keep sugar low in your diet, like fructose sugar, or you have an upset stomach when you eat certain types of fruits or sugars, then this is absolutely perfect for you, because the fermenting process breaks down the sugars in the fruits and leaves them with this, beautiful fibers, all the nutrients, but no sugar in the fruit. So it's a wonderful way of still getting in all of that nutrients you need, but not the sugar. So it's the options are absolutely endless once you get started. So you can find out more in our beautiful Guttalicious book. So this Guttalicious book has around about 150 recipes, and showing you all the different ways and different recipes that you can make using our culture starters. So for example, you can make cheesecakes out of the yogurt that you've made. Like I said, you can add the yogurt to curries, and you can make ice blocks for the kids out of it. You can add it to smoothies. There's so much that you can do once you get your basic yogurt down pat. So please share all your recipes with me. Share with me what you're making. I would love to see it. Share either through Instagram or Facebook, and let me know what you've been making. So I know that you'll enjoy making the Cultured Wellness Coconut Yogurt, and all the best with your fermenting.